Good afternoon, everybody. Brett here with Double Shots, and today I am actually doing my own independent video over the NFL's last week's games, the wild card weekend, and going on to the next round, the AFC Divisionals, NFC Divisionals, and going forward. That being said, if you like this content, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel. Now, I have not listened to whatever Dylan has predicted. I have actually been under the weather for a little bit, so I do have a little bit of a cold. So whatever he predicted is different than mine, and I am not going to watch his video until later. But let's go ahead and kick this off right here. What a weekend it was. A weekend of lopsidedness, I think. But anyway, let's talk about the Chargers and Texans. I was expecting the Chargers to play a little bit better there. It really looked once. You know, what went into the half, they were both right there. All of a sudden, C.J. Stroud showing what he can do. Their defense came through. Their offense came through. And just really made it look like Justin Herbert was not comfortable out there. They were just getting apart from him. So Harbaugh has a lot to address in the offseason, which, A, might be another quarterback and possibly really tightening up that O-line. I was really disappointed in that. Kudos to the Texans for moving on. Then we go on to another game. We had the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. And this is what I'm really concerned about. The Ravens, they have a dual threat with Lamar Jackson as a runner and a passer. They showed it. They might be one of the hottest or the second or maybe first hottest defense in the league right now, guys. Offensively, they're throwing it up and everything as well, too. I'm really disappointed on how the Steelers ended their season. They went on a, 6-game losing streak?
5-game losing streak.
Or 5-game losing streak.
But still.
Besides the point, it really, Russell Wilson really regressed there going down the stretch. What they looked promising in the first half, the numbers after that went bad. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens just having fun out there, guys. I think the Bills and Ravens this week coming up is going to be a stellar matchup going forward. Congratulations to the Ravens on making it. That being said, let's go on and talk about the Denver-Buffalo game. Wow. Coming off a week that they beat the Chiefs 38-0. Was that a false hope or what? Well, you know, it is what it is, guys. You know what? Bo Nix has a lot of time. At least he got his feet wet going into a wild card. So you're going, though, against Josh Allen. Again, he's a dual threat. He has a great running back. He has a great defense behind him and everything. And when you give him the pass protection is when he can throw it down and he gets it away from you. And that's why they are going on to the next round against their nemesis, the Ravens. Congratulations to them. Green Bay Packers and Philadelphia Eagles. This is a game right here that really just, again, lopsided again. Philadelphia Eagles did what they were supposed to do out there, and Jalen Hurts is showing. And they've seemed really, really hot since the second, third week of the season when Sirianni went off on his fans. So he riled them up. You know, they have that motivation behind them. Guys, they are a serious threat going on to the next round. Unfortunately, Jordan Love still inexperienced. A lot of things happening there, and unfortunately, that's how it ends. Going on, the Commanders and Bucks that night. Who would have ever thought? That was probably the best game of the week just because it was so close together. It was a shootout, or not a shootout. It was a close game, and it came down to what? A field goal that hits the doink and goes in. Unbelievable. Quinn has done a great job rebranding, shifting everything. He has a great team of coaches out there. And this is a game you can't... while the Bucks can be upset, they lost a hard-fought game. I think Baker Mayfield is the future of them. And if they can just find solid ground to be able to get better than that, guys, the Commanders and Daniels, they're coming. They're coming. It's only a matter of time before they go deeper into this thing. Now let's go on to the Rams and Vikings. This is one that had a lot of people up in the air. It came down to the Lions and Vikings playing. Darnold, in the end, unfortunately could not really get it done. so it dropped them from possibly a 1 seed to the number 5 seed. And they played in an advantage territory of the Rams. Matt Stafford, he's been there before. He knows what he is there for. Darnold, this is really his first year of progressiveness. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the offseason to it and where they can kind of adjust and shift from there. Kind of shows you that the record might be a little bit misleading. The Rams move on. Congratulations to the Rams. I am happy about that. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get on to these divisional matchups. We have the Texans and the Chiefs. C.J. Stroud, Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be interesting to see. Patrick Mahomes is healthier. He's got a healthier set of wide receivers. Defense finally is refreshed from that break and everything. You know, and they really needed that because their defense has been playing overtime this whole season. It's going to be interesting to see what the Chiefs can do to against the Texans. I have them I have them squeaking it out against the Texans and moving on to the AFC Championship. That being said, let's talk about the Ravens and Bills. Something that I want to go back to at the beginning of the season. Remember when the foot was just a little bit over the line? And then the Baltimore Ravens said, is this the best that the Chiefs have? Something makes me say the Ravens are saving their best football to go up and score against the Bills. This is going to be a great one, guys. Now, the Bills have shown they can give up points in the regular season. Hopefully, they can tighten that gap. This is going to be between arguably, the two best quarterbacks this year in the league, Allen and Jackson. Hey, I said Alan Jackson, not the country singer, guys. But anyway, as far as off of that, this is going to be a very, very great game. I am excited for it, but I am fine-tuning this. I think the AFC Championship, the Ravens go on to play against the Chiefs. On the quest for the three-peat, I think they squeak it out on a Justin Tucker field goal. That being said, let me go ahead on the NFC divisional side of things and go on to this. I have the Lions and Commanders playing. Again, this is the year Jared Goff. He's healthy. You know, he's got an offensive line behind him. He's got a defense behind him. They're playing the Commanders. They're at home. This is a really big stage for him. He's been here before. So now it's time for him to get further and go from there. That being said, I like the Lions in this game. So I think the Lions move on to the NFC Championship game. Then we have the Rams and Eagles. We have Stafford and Hurts. And, you know, I'll tell you what. The Eagles are good. The Eagles are great this year. The Rams, though, record is misleading. They have really gotten hot late, and they're on the right path. Sean McVay has them where they need to be. That being said, you know, as bold of everything that I say, Stafford has been here before. He knows the control. He's more seasoned. He has a better experience there. He is made for this. This could be one of those years. I'm expecting an upset. I'm going to get my upset one way or the other. I think the Rams go on to shock the nation, and they move on once again in a Stafford versus Jared Goff match, but this time in the NFC Championship game. That being said, this is where it gets harder for me because I'm going to start on the NFC side of the thing for the championship game. I like both teams. I really do. I like both teams. Regardless of the Rams not being in St. Louis anymore, I understand from a business perspective of what Stan Kroenke did and what he's done from there. Matt Stafford is made for big games like this. Jared Goff, he wants to get that revenge. He knows what he has to do to get out here and do this. It's very close, guys. It's very close. I could go either way with this. However, I think the Lions squeak it out against the Rams and move on to the Super Bowl. That being said, let's talk about the Chiefs and the Ravens. I think it's a great game in the AFC Championship. This is going to be probably the best game all year between both teams. It's going to come down to who plays the best air-free football. And I think the defense and a healthier Chiefs offensive line is a big contributor to that. Because remember, there were people that were out in the earlier part, at the beginning of the season that now they have back. So I think the Chiefs, sorry, not the Rams, Chiefs go on to play the Lions in the Super Bowl. Eventually, I think this is a great game for everybody. I think this is what I predicted last year to happen, but I think this is the year it happens, and I think the Chiefs are able to cusp it off. I think it's a year of special teams for them. I think that's what's incredible about their season this year for them. I think that's what leads them to beating the Lions in the Super Bowl. So that is what I am sticking with now. I'm not changing it throughout the remainder of the playoff predictions or anything of that. So let's go ahead and go on to one more thing here. Because this is where, for the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, what he did to Mike McCarthy was purely wrong. Purely wrong, 100%. So, Mike McCarthy has a chance to interview with the Bears. He blocks it, making it look like, hey, we're going to get some deal done. Everybody's going to come back. Who are you going to put in there? There's not a pool yet, really, of who you think. And I don't think there's going to be a big pool of selection of who you're going to get as a head coach this year. That being said, what he did was just, brutally, I'm glad McCarthy and them set different ways. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be as good as they can until Jerry Jones relieves himself as general manager. And I know what he's lining it up for. There's a lot of talk about Deion Sanders coming, Coach Prime. That would be big for a Dallas standpoint. And then Deion Sanders' son being a QB. So that's going to be really interesting to see here how that goes. I would not be surprised if Jones and Sanders, or somewhere else, or there's something within the next couple of weeks. However, I think McCarthy lands a job easily, whether it's the Bears, the Raiders, kind of going forward from there. Give or take, the season was kind of a waste with Dak Prescott getting injured and everything, so that makes a big deal with it as well, too. So, those are my predictions. That is it. Now I'm going to go ahead and see what my son Dylan went ahead and did. Again, let us know your predictions. Let us know what you think is going to happen. Let me know if you think it's going to be the Chiefs and Rams, because that's crossed my mind as well, too, a Chiefs and Rams party. And if the Chiefs and Rams go to the Super Bowl, here's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to take a whole week away from work, and I'm just going to have a week of dedicating to the Chiefs and Rams Super Bowl before it goes. I will talk to you guys next time. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.